the thing that I loved about Carly, because I did have other people who will assist you, but they not really assisting you. They're reinforcing the negative stigmas. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Carly was like, hold up for 1 minute. Like, yo, E, for real, let me be honest. And she was like, so you don't feel bad? I had to have the same conversation with Adam. She was like, do me a huge favor. I'm watching you and you're writing how you think they want you to write. You're trying to mimic the standard. And so if that's what you're doing, you don't even need to be getting a PhD.
Yeah.
But you have a phenomenal voice. And I know because I've listened to you speak.
Yeah.
That voice is not coming out anywhere in this. And so you killing yourself because if you're going to go out, at least let them go out hearing you.
Yeah.
And so there's a way to do it where you don't have to write like them.
Right.
But you can understand, right? So she's like, let's not even work on the PhD. Let's work on you.
Success Podcast, baby.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success Podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined as always by the Bayesian sensation, Mr. Karl Wesley Phillips.
Hey, and this is not my first rodeo.
I promise. Come on. We got Douglas in the building. Douglas, come on, bro. What's happening, bro? We got the new Clueless, you know what I'm saying?
He had to do some modifications. As you can see, he didn't want that part.
Little tapered boy.
Yeah, so he did.
Yeah, that's what all the cool kids are.
Yeah,
I said, I'm not a cool kid. I'm used to doing that, right? Because this one I'm kind of like, okay.
A little more functionality.
I just like don't know what to do with my arm with the extra space I got.
Exactly.
You know, I'm a 70s kid.
You kind of look like
you can store your phone there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right, exactly.
There you go.
We got Dr. Downs in the building, friend of the show.
Hey, what it do?
How you feeling, brother? Good
Man,
to see you.
I tell you, I'm blessed.
Let me tell you something. This is also how I know it's going to be a great pod. Anytime Blake got the soul glow out, I feel like it gives the pie extra. Come on, Blake.
No.
Look at Blake.
There it is.
Anytime Blake got this look,
No.
we going to the
and
top.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Could be. I don't know. I always know what's purity in, but I want y'all to catch.
Wait. What does that mean?
I'm just saying. I don't.
The Lord.
Yeah.
Spirit of the Lord.
Okay. Cool.
Only one spirit.
But I'm saying, no. I wish my life wouldn't be screwed up if it was only one spirit. I promise you, it wouldn't be. For real. And we're gonna talk about this another time. I'm not even gonna tell y'all what we're gonna talk about. I told C like I gotta whatever. So maybe when Maul, next one with Maul, we'll do it. But the intentionality, y'all. Like you think I'm playing, but when you see a person at whatever, it means they had time to prepare. It's like they're in their zone, whatever. Because when you don't get to, whatever it is, whatever your routine is, I won't get into Jamal. Maul got a heavy routine. But I just know for me.
Oilless breast.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, when Maul can do all that.
It starts with Crisco on his nipple.
That's it. Yeah, hey. And while that might not be your practice.
Yeah, that might not be your routine.
Yeah, when Maul does that full routine and get on the stage.
Bro, Maul is the only man I know.
Yeah.
I be like, bro, we got to go. He like, all right, let me hop in the shower right quick. Yeah. Bro, hour 20. Yeah. I'm like, bro, what are you doing in there, bro?
And he's bald.
Bro.
Here's what I feel like, though. When I watch Maul, I just feel like, man, the homeless thing messed you up. Like Maul, 2-parent background. He did what he's supposed to do. Yeah. It's like, maybe this is how you should probably be taking care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, you just don't have no routine. Like, sometimes you do this, sometimes you don't. I'm like, Maul got the 120, but I can see with the real estate, like I really see the preparation in the bathroom is the same preparation in the real estate game.
Oh, no.
Homes everywhere. Money.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, this for my child. This for. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be funny, but that intentionality it spills
How you
over
do
in every part of
anything
your life.
is how you do everything.
That's why I love E. Can shoot you some bail on putting baby oil on you.
I'm just saying.
You find a deep message
I'm
out of
just
that.
saying.
Marl, look in the mirror.
I might be richer if I put some on.
Marl, let me tell you
That's
something.
what you've been missing.
I'm just saying.
This whole time.
When you look at baby oil, people who use baby oil and where they are economically.
Wait, hold on. Don't put my boy down
Where we
that
going
same.
with that?
Don't put my boy down that same
Maul,
trajectory.
I'm just saying, like, hey.
Hold on. Slow down.
I'm just saying.
You know what I'm
Just
saying?
because, but over here, it's like that, that preparation, boy. Yeah, so Maul, shout out to Maul for the preparation.
Yeah, definitely shout out
Needing
to
an
Marl.
hour and 20. But he go to
It's crazy.
He don't do an hour and 20 and come out whack. He do an hour and 20, he come out
Yeah.
next level.
Yeah, so we'll try to get this pod done in a timely fashion because I did not get you 3 eggs with cheese.
That wasn't for me.
Sophia was
I was like, yo, this is going to be the first time where C is not a two-man for Didi. It was going to be historic.
I was trying.
It was about to be historic.
Didi ain't never asked me to do nothing.
Yeah, and allow me to ask you to do nothing.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
No, you
That
gonna
was
do
the
it, yeah.
part.
And I was on the way. I called you back like 3 times.
Bro, I had him on speakerphone like,
Yeah.
I need you to get, she
Yeah.
want egg. And she was like, oh, no, get the home potato.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was
this is
with
a
it.
new
Let's go.
year. It's a new
Hey,
week.
go.
Hey, I was going to get a breakfast burrito out of the deal, so I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
No, they was
it
was
fell through.
closed up. So
Okay, I got a story for that
let me,
too.
let me
but I'll
tell you
say that
something,
for
man.
another
I
time.
want to just first of all shout out to Karl's new mic stand.
Mic stand.
I mean,
I'm never going to let the mic magnetize me no
I'm
more.
talking about. I couldn't twist it.
But the mic stand is.
Okay. So anyway, either way, what was I gonna say?
I don't know, but you try to.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Take mine, 'cause I don't use mine.
Bro,
Take
mine
mine.
just be fault.
Hey,
Okay.
and I strategically, intentionality, I was like, you know
I know
what?
what I'm
I
about to
can't
say.
put it over there where Maul is, because
Yeah.
Maul gonna tear it up.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, C's the one that's gonna be
Oh, no,
able
I
to
can't.
maneuver
But I'm
I'm
on the
gonna
talking
tear it
floor.
up. Oh, if I got to
Yeah,
play
yeah,
with it, I'm
yeah.
He
gonna
gonna
tear
tear it up. So I was like,
tear it
yeah.
up.
No, I wanted to say, like, I really, whatever we talk about today, right? Wherever this goes,
Yeah, wherever it goes.
I need y'all in listener land to really take this to heart because it's 7 feet of snow on the ground. It's a winter storm advisory. We slided our whole way here. All I had was these J's. My feet are frozen right now from walking in. And then it's a winter. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it out of this joint and back to my family.
That's the part I didn't think
I'm just
about.
telling you, like, when y'all think, like, oh,
I'm
they
just
doing
being
the pod.
selfish.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm asking those of you out there who still ain't, you just been listening for free your whole life.
Your whole
Go
life.
join the Patreon, bro. $7.
Please.
Okay? Like, make this worth our while, bro.
Hey,
because
and
I'm
can
up
I
here-
say this? And I'm just
Yeah,
being
please, come
honest. I have had my advisors tell me, hey, $7 is way too little. Like, we got Dr. Downs in there doing sessions. Like, I'm not
Oh,
kidding.
yeah. Shout out. Yeah.
Like,
shout
we
out to Doc.
doing real work in there, and
Bruh,
it's
we helping you beat your anxiety
$7.
and depression with our in-house doctor.
Literally.
Not our friend homie who wax deep.
Right.
This man is a clinical doctor.
So
Right? What is
I'm
it
not.
called? Is that right? I'm sorry. What is
That
it?
works.
Okay,
Hey, I'm not.
Marriage and family therapy. Shout out.
I'm not saying it outright, but I'm saying I don't know that we're gonna be at 7 all the time.
Yeah,
Let me
no,
just say
for sure.
that.
Yeah.
And y'all know Dr. Downs. He been on the pod before, man. This is my brother here. We met in grad school. He and his wife are the reason that I graduated from grad school. It's probably the reason he got a PhD.
Oh, come on, I testify. Let me testify.
Yeah. Y'all heard this. I told you. If you heard it, I'm gonna tell it again. I am responsible for them, getting married. Meeting each other. But anyway, this is the story.
Single-handed.
This is the story.
I had nothing to do with that.
This is
Nothing
the
to do
story.
with
This is the story. This is the story. Listen.
Not your version. This is the
no,
story.
no. Yeah,
Oh, no,
I told this.
always know when C is telling a story.
Yeah.
There's not his side, their
No.
side,
Else, like,
it's C
it is
side.
the
It's
story.
The story.
the CJ
It's the-
story.
it's the story.
It's like the Ohio State University.
Yeah.
Oh, no question.
I told her that his wedding reception. This was my groomsman speech. So anyway, I met Doc in grad school. Me and Candace was already rocking. You know what I'm saying? Like we probably was dating for maybe a year or something like that.
Been for a minute.
And so Adam came in, and I was like, "Oh, let's do it in my grad class." And Adam, bro, loved football. I'm talking about he was a grill master. So like every weekend, he like, he don't know nobody there. He from Atlanta. He like pull up. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really his only friend. There. He don't really rock with everybody like that. He like, yo, this my brother. This my brother from another mother. You know what I'm saying? So I was pulling up. I pulled up 2 weekends in a row, and then my girl like, oh, okay, like you watching college football Saturday and then NFL Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
that's
like what time? You got the 1 o'clock game, the 4 o'clock game.
Now they got a night game.
So it's about, so, but I'm not gonna lie. We over at the crib. He got the big screen.
Yeah.
This was like back when HD was like a big deal.
Yeah, it was new.
So he had like the HD before HD, and the TV was huge. He had the surround sound.
Yeah.
Bro, he
had a grill on the front porch.
Bro, the grill. I'm talking about Adam is a grill legend.
And he was your only friend. Praise God.
That's it.
So I'm pulling up. And after about 2-3 weeks, Ken was like, oh, okay, like, so every weekend you just out? Like, okay, I was, whatever. And I said, so I started getting slick with it. Like, okay, like, you pull up with me.
Yeah, pull up with me.
You know what I'm saying? So she was like, okay. So went over there. So let's say, couple more weeks go by. So anyway, I had this girl in my class, and I'm like, oh, man, she's cute, nice, super, used to be helping me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, okay, you looking out for me.
Yeah.
And
me look out for you.
She looking out for me.
I got a grill master friend.
Yeah.
It needs a
friend. Yeah, because he only has me. Yeah.
So I was like, yo, and again, I don't know if she got a man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm dating.
They don't got nothing to do with you.
Yeah, I'm right. I'm like, so I said, Adam, I'm like, man, I got to fix this issue. I got my new BFF over here. We watching all the games and stuff, but he ain't got no girl. So
and
it's
nobody when you're not around.
Right.
Yeah.
On solo.
Yeah. So Adam, he flight attendant all day. So he like, pull up, let's have a party. And so I was like, man. And so I had been peeping Carly, and I was like, yo, I got a girl in my class. She cute, like cool, like she got the same spirit. Like I think like this could work. And long story short, he was like, oh, okay, cool. It's like, a matter of fact, I think she's in one of my classes. I know who you talking about. And so then they had like a staff or like
a conference
or something. So he texted me, was like, yo, I'm up here with Carly. And, we vibing. And I was like, oh, praise God. Yeah. So he hit me up the next day. He was like, yo, we spent all day together and through the night. We was up talking till like 4, 5 in the morning. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
It's not good for men to be alone.
So look. So a week rolled by, and I don't hear from him that weekend. I'm like, oh, okay, another week rolled by.
Whoa, 2 weeks?
Yeah. I ain't
Grill,
heard.
HD.
Yeah. I mean, we texting her like whatever, but like I'm noticing.
Yeah.
Game's still on.
Games is rolling. Now we pulling up on the playoffs.
Yeah, playoffs.
We pulling up on the playoffs. And I'm like, yo, so Candace had to do something with her homegirls. So I hit him, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to pull up. This joker got the nerve to say, oh, man, I don't think it's going to happen. Me and Carly got way too much going. I said, what? I said,
playoffs?
Yeah, we got Home Depot, man. I said,
unbelievable.
I said, man. I lost it.
Hey, ain't no lie, though. Ain't no cap. Like, she's so much hotter than you.
Oh, hey, listen, that I can contest. Yes, absolutely. And so from that moment on, it was over. But obviously,
I never heard the story. That's good.
Yeah, no, we best of friends since then, man. We just spent some time up at the lake house with the family, our kids' friends. I mean,
where's
obviously,
the lake house?
Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
It's a little slice
of heaven. You lived in Huntsville, Alabama. And Tennessee was right.
Well, you're right there at the border.
Yeah. We used to people own whatever, and we used to go. Yeah.
So no, it was.
It's a thing.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
So anyway, but they helped me through grad school. Seriously, like
they helped us,
bro. This how I knew they was undefeated. I was in the class one time, and my eyes was just glazing over, and I remember Adam like, "Yo, do something else." And don't listen to this dude. Yeah. Because the way he teaching it is stupid. Yeah. I will show you when we get to the crib, but I don't want this to taint yo. Yeah. So I used to sit in there and literally just be on my phone or like pulling up like sports stuff on the computer the whole class, and then we'll go to Adam's crib that night and he'll be like, do it like this. And I passed with a 4.0.
Bruh, let me tell you something. I didn't even know who Adam was, and I was reaping the benefits.
Mm-hmm.
I had never met my man before. She was just telling me about him. And please listen to this. Y'all might have missed what CJ just said, but I literally came to Michigan State, and I just did a presentation for NBA squad. Adam, and I broke down, the problem with most of y'all and the reason why you'll never blow up is because you don't understand the standard. Like when I look at most people, the challenge is you trying to make your standard the standard and your standard ain't the standard. So I break this whole thing down about the University of Michigan. And it's like, yo, what if I told you you was the coach and you beat Michigan State? And then the same year you beat Michigan State, Big Ten just started, you beat USC, and you beat Ohio State. And that same year you won a champion, you won your bowl game, and you beat Alabama. Like, what would you say? And you had the best coaching season of your life. What would you say? And the average human that don't know nothing about Michigan would be like, that was a phenomenal season.
Absolutely.
But my man he on the chopping block to get fired.
Yeah.
I could say the same thing about Alabama breakdown. And what would you, and you'd say, they trying to get rid of my man. Yeah. And what I shared with the people was, your standard is not the standard. The standard is the standard.
The standard.
And where we go wrong is we want to make our standard the standard. And so what I showed them was 6 motivational speakers, and of the 6, only one was black, Les Brown. And I was showing them that I found out I found Og Mandino was the standard. Jim Rohn was the standard. Zig Ziglar was the standard. You know what I'm saying? Like I was able to show them Napoleon Hill was the standard. So I'm showing them all these white males, 50s, 60s, 70s. And when I saw them, I was like, oh, I got to go to Michigan State. And so people thought I was going to Michigan State to get a degree. I wasn't. I was going to Michigan State to get the language.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, they white. The top speakers in the world are white men. And they all got on shirt and ties. Now, what I did show them was, if you look at 2025, who the standard of speaking is. Now you see Eric Thomas.
That's right.
But Eric Thomas couldn't become the standard until I figured out what the standard was. And so that's what Adam was. I didn't even know Adam. She was coming back to me like, yo, E, I saw this white dude in class, the way he talked to the teacher.
I remember
I was
that.
like, what'd he say?
Hey, but I do know that Adam also had an incident where keeping it real goes wrong.
That's a fact.
So listen.
We didn't ever got that part.
Listen.
Oh, no.
Adam is a black revolutionary in his spirit, right? Y'all know Adam. Y'all know the story. Adam spent 3 years in the joint with a bunk mate named Snoop. So he came out, with a different
Yeah, ready.
Yeah, he had a little military.
You know what I'm saying?
But anyway, we in class one time, right? So listen, for all of y'all in listener land, y'all know I'm academically, that's not my thing.
Yeah.
But now EQ and like people, I'm all the way there. So anyway, we had this professor, right? And she said, hey, I want y'all to read this paper and then give your opinion on the paper. Now, I use context clues because I'm not smart. That's why I got my whole way through college. I got a master's degree. I got all of that. Here go my context clue. She said a friend of mine wrote the article.
So you already know how you got to feel about that.
Best article I've ever read.
Man,
You feel me?
I don't care who wrote the article.
listen, I said, did she just say her homie wrote the article? Let me tell you something. I didn't even read that joker. I wrote the review.
Yeah.
I've never read such poetry and
No
motion.
question.
The way that they philosophize.
No question.
Now, mind you, he like mentoring me up, right? He getting a PhD. I'm going with my math. He already got his master. He like, bro, this is child's play to me. So I'm like, I'm following his lead everywhere we go, right? So we go back to his crib that night. And he was like, you about to do your pay? I said, yeah. He said, what you about to write? I'm like, phenomenal.
Right.
He's like, bro, did you read it? I was like, no, not really. He was like, it's terrible. He was like, yo, it makes no sense. It's trash. And I said, well, look, I heard her say that's her friend.
Oh, no doubt.
So I'm finna write. So he tells me, now he got to mentor me. Yeah. Young fella, that's not what they want in college. They want you to challenge.
In college, that's what they want.
Yeah, they want you to challenge. Yeah, they want you to think.
No
like,
question.
This ain't high school, bro. Like,
not what she want individually.
And I said,
what the school.
It's the one time I couldn't go with him. I said, I hear what you're saying, dog.
Yeah.
But she said this her homie.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go with, and he was like, all right, cool. Bro, we got them papers. She started handing them back. I looked at mine, 4.0.
Yeah.
He sitting next to me. He was like, okay, you got a 4. He handed that joint back, said, you may want to reconsider reading it again. He was like, what? That boy went back was like, on second thought.
Second thought.
You feel me?
Upon further review.
But it wasn't his. It wasn't his fault. He doing what?
The standard.
But look,
standard.
look.
Switch the standard up.
But hold on, but actually, let's roll with that for a minute.
Tap dance,
because
bro.
I came here, I came here
from the standard.
From the standard.
That's it.
I came from Texas Tech.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, Texas Tech was the number one couple and family therapy program in the country.
Yeah.
Like literally the person who edited the academic journal for 20 years
You came to the Negro
is who brought me here.
You came to Jackson State. You came to Jackson State.
Yeah, we ain't got quite prestige like that. We working it out.
The Cowboys got.
No, they got it now.
49ers
They got it now.
Oh no, we do now. Yeah,
They got it
for
now.
sure.
But
you got to get to the standard.
At Tech though, that's what they drilled it into you. Challenge.
Yeah,
Like,
I just knew though. I said,
She wasn't the one. She wasn't the standard.
No,
She wasn't the standard.
Yeah, she was protecting her homies.
And I didn't read the room.
Right.
Yeah,
I didn't read the room. Like I didn't listen to him who knows this environment much better than me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah,
I don't know about much better.
No.
That particular. But I'm
Well,
just saying.
there was just Michigan
Yeah.
State.
Yeah,
Like,
but I'm saying you revolutionized my life without even knowing me because it was like, hold up, if you're gonna be like this standard, these boys, you can't be passive.
that's right.
Like if you're gonna be like these boys, you got to be an authority.
Yeah.
These boys are authority.
Yeah.
So even though you black and you in this environment and you kind of feeling like you got to tap dance, well, if you tap dance, you'll never be them. Right. So you have to make up in your mind you playing the short game or the long game. You know, and I made the adjustment in the classroom to where it was like at first it was I'm going to play with I'm going to do what you want me to do. But then it was like, okay, if you do that, you're not going to find your authentic self. You feel me? And I noticed in the classroom, after C said what you said, I noticed other white males in the classroom with that swag. Yeah. So it was like, okay, E, it don't matter where you come from. It don't matter if you come from Oakwood. If you're in this environment and you want to thrive, you have to take off the old man and put on the new. It is what it is. So it doesn't make sense to come here and you're going to leave, you know, still inferior, still.
Right.
And again, it don't mean that you're not respectful, but you need to be an authority. And that really changed the way I did things. And the second part was the thing that I loved about Carly, because I did have other people who will assist you, but they're not really assisting you. Yeah. They're reinforcing the negative stigmas. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Carly was like, hold up for 1 minute. Like, yo, E, for real, let me be honest. And she was like, so you don't feel bad? I had to have the same conversation with Adam. She was like, do me a huge favor. I'm watching you and you're writing how you think they want you to write. You're trying to mimic the standard. And so if that's what you're doing, you don't even need to be getting a PhD.
Yeah.
But you have a phenomenal voice. And I know because I've listened to you speak.
Yeah.
That voice is not coming out anywhere in this. And so you killing yourself because if you're going to go out, at least let them go out hearing you.
Yeah.
And so there's a way to do it where you don't have to write like them.
Right.
But you can understand right. So she's like, let's not even work on the PhD. Let's work on you.
Yeah.
Let's find your
Carly's
voice.
a go for that.
Oh,
yeah.
She like, let's find your voice. So let's leave a dissertation alone. Leave that alone for a while. Let's just write. You just write for me something about you for a minute. And I just want to see how you write.
I remember that. I remember because she told me, she's like, it's like two different people.
Yeah.
And she's like, so she said, I just told him to write me
You used to
something.
that massa. What would you like on that paper? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Listen.
I had them at the bottom of the board.
Fast Shoes Willie.
I had them at the bottom.
Oh, bro.
You can hear them suckers click.
Listen, man. Listen. I want to real quick, man, before we get into this topic, man.
Shout out to the Negro League.
I want to shout out to the challenge starts tomorrow.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Y'all can sign up for free.
Thrive 2025
Thrive in
challenge.
25.
Thrive in
It ain't too
2025
late?
challenge. Nope. They
Right
sign up starts tomorrow.
Okay.
Feel free to sign up right now. It's free. Listen, y'all. I just said the key word. It's free. Karl, correct?
100% free.
25.
Thrive 2025 challenge.com.
Is it Thrive in 2025?
No, Thrive 2025.
So Thrive 2025.
Yeah.
Challenge.com. Go sign up for free. Join us. Me and E are talking about how we did 20 years together and kept Karl from leaving
Killing
us.
himself.
You know what I'm saying?
Killing himself.
I want to say killing himself. I was going to say leaving us.
No, he told me stop tap dance.
Okay. No, we talking
Bump
about
the room. Don't
listen,
read the room.
This whole challenge, y'all, is talking about how to build it with your family, right? Nice. We've been talking, you hear a lot, don't mix business and family. And that's what we did. And we mixed it in a way right to number one in the world. And we're going to show you how to do that. So listen, E said it, but don't just sign up by yourself. Sign up with a friend.
Don't sign up by yourself, please.
With a sister, a brother, a cousin, a auntie, a mom, a dad. Yeah. Y'all, it's free. Sign up. Come join us on this challenge. It's going to be incredible. I'm looking forward to it. It's the first challenge that E has let me. I did say he called me though and was like, hey.
No question.
He said, we are doing this challenge together. Let me tell you what that don't mean. That don't mean 50-50.
Yeah. Here's the standard.
It's like we go together. But I'm going to do, so anyway.
I took the little things off before I called.
Thrive2025challenge.com. You go there right now, sign up, meet us tomorrow. We're getting started.
Get there
This
early,
is the big thing about that, just real quick. Like a systemic problem requires a systemic solution.
Yeah.
And that's what you're talking about.
Okay,
like you're talking about bringing a systemic solution.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
no
get
question.
there early because if you like CJ and you get there 10 minutes in,
I'll be done.
Hear him.
You're going to miss it.
I'll be done. I'll be done.
Get CJ be a fly.
Oh, that's it.
I thought CJ was going. Yeah, that was at the top of the hour.
Yeah,
get
First
there
of all,
early.
giving honor to God, and here's the hip hop preacher.
CJ crushed from 10 to 10:03.
He killed it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Real
the
quick,
replay.
as we get into this, man. So we're doing a lot of joking, but I'm dead serious. A phenomenal session last night in Patreon, helping people through some mental health stuff. Yeah. This is the #1 mental health doctor on the planet,
world.
And I can say that because he helped me, Karl, E, Jalen, Josh,
bump me,
Maul, like our whole community. This is our
Jalen.
in-house therapist, and we are sharing him with you. Yeah. So y'all should feel very blessed that we're doing this, and I mean that in all sincerity. I've talked, transparently a few times. I had like some random panic attacks when Avery was born. Had too much going on, and like I thought I was having a heart attack. And realized that I just had some anxiety stuff that I was dealing with. Never dealt with any depression, but dealt with the anxiety, which was even crazier because I was like, yo, I feel good. Like life is amazing.
Right.
Why do I feel this? And let me tell you something. It's funny because I called Carly. His wife is also a therapist, phenomenal. Yes. I called Carly because I was like, well, I don't want to. You're just my homie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, just,
blur the lines.
And let me tell you something. He called and about cussed me out and was like, because I don't know when Carly told me. It might have been like a week later. He was like, bro, what the hell you call Carly for? And I was like, hey, I ain't want to. He was like, look, Carly's good at that part. Yeah. This is my part.
Yeah.
He said, and so he told me what to do, bro, put me through some stuff, man. And when I tell you I fixed it like that, I was like, man, I could have had this fixed a minute ago. Yeah. So anyway, I just want to let you know that
dealt with Karl,
again.
So,
and y'all, I got to get him posting on IG and stuff. If you go to his IG right now, you're just gonna see concert photos.
Yeah, actually, we're about to do a whole new IG.
Yeah, of course.
We're about to start a
new page.
Yeah. So we'll make sure it's up and running by the time this comes out. But what I want to talk about today is something that the two of you are experts on, and I want to talk about. It's funny he brought it up because you talked about Bama, but I want Dr. Downs is also very close to the Saban system, being in Tuscaloosa, working with the team some and stuff like that. But the Saban way, and the reason I was thinking about that is because I'm like, wow, like I saw. Bama, for those of y'all this is not a sports topic, I promise you, so hang in there for those of y'all who aren't into sports. But Alabama, of course, was on the top of the mountain in college football for, as long as Saban was there. He retired last year. Down year, I'm not saying they can't get back, but I'm saying they didn't have the year that they had, won. And then they got smacked up by Michigan in the bowl game. I'm like, Lord, y'all done got beat by Michigan. And it didn't look good, and I was like, wow. And so I asked Adam because he's very familiar with the culture and the things that Saban did, and we've talked a little bit here and there, but I believe that Nick Saban is the GOAT of coaches and building cultures. And y'all have heard us talk loosely about like when E would go speak and Saban would be front row, middle of the room, taking notes, glasses on. In one of the speeches the next day after E's speech, he like quoted E in the speech. but the presence that he has when he walks in the room and his players, you're talking about 19, 20-year-old kids who are like gods around campus and all of that. I'm talking about when he walk in the room, it's a different, and I'm like, wow, that culture. For those of you who don't know, Nick Saban used to coach at Michigan State, and we were trash forever, and he had Michigan State on the come up. Before he went to LSU and won the national championship, before he won all those championships at Bama. And so I want to talk about the Saban way. And I want you too, and Karl jump in as well, but let's talk about how to build a culture that is a championship culture. And I know Adam is working on a whole keynote for it. Probably give it to our Patreon at some point as he breaks it down. But what are the, let's say, top 2 or 3 things that you've seen Saban do that have revamped the culture as we go into this challenge and, Thrive 2025 challenge, and we're trying to build this culture? Give us a few lessons that you've learned, being up close and personal with it.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's funny. I was thinking, when I think about like leadership and not even just coaching, like not about like the X's and O's, but just leadership and I always I always land back on Saban. Like when I go and I look, and if you go and you watch videos, you read about leadership, it always came back and landed on him, because just everything that he stood for just like resonates so much. And, it's for him, it's, and I don't want it to be like overused, but it's the process. Right. And I think the 76ers sort of stole that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Somewhat.
You know what I mean? It's the process. It's the process.
Yeah, they took the word.
Yeah, they took the word. Like, that's what I mean. Like, the quote unquote, the process.
Yep.
And sort of bastardized it. I think that what Saban did with the process is next level, And it's funny, I actually went back and watched this morning the speech, his very first speech when he took the Alabama job. It was the very first press conference, and he stood up there and he talked about it. First, he was like, thanks, whatever. But then he went straight to work, and he was like, the number one thing we will do is we will build a good team of coaches. And he said the fundamental key to success is to have good leadership on my team. And he's like, and I will pick the right people in the right spots. And he's like, and then we'll get good players.
So we got to start with the leadership.
Top down.
Mm-hmm. Top down.
Like he said, well, he really, for 45 minutes, and he didn't mention recruiting very much. He didn't talk about the type of players he wanted. I want big, fast, strong. Mm-hmm. No, he said, we're going to be physical. We're going to be disciplined. We're going to be well-led.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
I think that's the thing, too, that stands out the most when you watch Bama play. Them boys are so disciplined. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just a bunch of cats who run a 4-3 and they, it's like, man, I saw some stuff. They throwing the ball and jumping on the sideline this year and doing some crazy stuff. And I'm like, ooh, I own that. Hey, I ain't remember that when Saban was out there. They're like, at the bowl game, dude, like, ran out on the field or something crazy and they got like a 15-yard. I was like, yo, Saban might have, like, literally murdered old dude.
No, I mean, look, dude, when they were 2013 national championship game in Miami, like, had one of his star receivers miss curfew, wilding out. He put him on a plane the next morning.
You're done. You're not playing in the Natty. Yeah. Standard.
Because it wasn't a surprise to the kid. You know what I mean? Like, it was very, like, Saban doesn't like give hints. Like, he tells you.
Yeah.
Right? Curfew's this. This is what happens if you miss it.
Yeah, you know why that's deep. And not to get off topic, but I always had a problem in my earlier years with God because I didn't really understand the Adam and Eve like tree incident. And I was kind of like, yo, this was a snake. Like, she got deceived. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really understanding the punishment. And as I got older and kind of read more and got deep, what I read was, no. God had already
set it all up.
Told everybody, it's like, here go the rules, here's the game, what's going on. Now, I'm not going to tell you the specific play that you're going to be offsides on, but I am.
Right.
And so to your point, that's deep for me as a leader, because I've learned with my children, with my church, whoever, like, you don't have the right to punish because you never even really gave clarity on what the rules were. And so that's deep. I don't want people to miss that.
Yeah.
Is that, because you will look, why did he send him home? It's like, because you weren't in the process, or you don't know that a part of the process is you're told exactly what's going to happen if you do it. And yeah, in some environments, what are not good environments, believe it or not, you do get different treatment based on your ability to perform versus your ability to stay with the standard.
Right.
And because you're teaching a lesson when you got a standard, but bro, listen to me, I promise y'all, like, that's why as a leader, I'm like, I just got to gut it out and start all over again. Because I've gotten on somebody and they like, well, you paying this person that and they doing this. So how come they get to do this, but you holding me to this standard? And I had to say, you know what? I never even realized it, but I am relational. So I do get that person, I do let this person do something different and this person do something. And so it backfired on me. And God was like, nah, you got to start leading from standard, because while you don't know that they watching and they paying attention, when you try to correct them, they start bringing your patterns up. Yeah, so that's good.
So that's what you're talking about is transformational leadership.
Yeah.
Right? Because transformational leaders like lead by example. Yeah. Like it's when a true transformational leader is in their vibe, like they don't even know. Like it becomes like such a part of their essence.
Yeah.
Like Saban doesn't even know he does it anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'll give you like a great example. I was watching, I think I told you this last night. I was watching College Game Day a couple weeks ago, and it was before the SEC championship game. Saban's sitting right here. Sark is sitting right here. Now, for those who don't know, Sark came up under Saban.
Yep.
Right?
His guys.
He was one of his guys. Then sitting right here was Kirby Smart. Was with Saban for 15 years.
Yep.
At LSU, Miami, and Bama. Kirby Smart, head coach of Georgia. Sark, head coach of Texas.
Yep.
They were playing each other for a second time in the SEC championship game. Georgia had won the first one. The question was asked to him about preparing for the game, even though they had already played. And they gave these real political answer, well, we're going to take that into consideration. We don't want analysis by paralysis by analysis and all this stuff. And Saban just looked, he kind of listened, and he leaned forward and goes, well, I'd first off just like to say that both of these guys are full of
junk.
And everybody just started dying laughing.
Yeah, right.
Now, he could do that because he was their mentor. Right. So as soon as he did it, Kirby Smart actually started laughing. He goes, well, where do you think we learned it? Right? But then immediately, and this is the part that got me, and I think it went unnoticed. Like when I told you last night, you were even like, I didn't notice that. He immediately, after he gave him a jab, because he can, he leaned forward and he put his hands on their knees. And he looked dead into the camera and he goes, these two men are the best I've ever seen at game time situational coaching and making adaptments. They're going to be prepared. And I was like, yo, he just coached the crap out of them and they don't even know it.
Yep.
Like they don't even know he's still leading them.
Absolutely.
Wow.
He's still because he transforms.
Yeah.
Like you don't wake up in the middle of the night and make the decision to go from a transactional leader to a transformational leader without experiencing a transformation yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. You know the thing I think where it solidified for me, where I was like, oh yeah, no, he didn't hit that GOAT level. Because you hear people talk about the process, right? Like, and that's easy to say, like process. Don't focus on the result, focus on the process. And one of the quotes I love from Saban is he always say, don't worry about winning the championship, focus on becoming a champion. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so anyway, but I watched it play out in the national championship, and Karl, they were up like 35 points on Notre Dame or something, right? 2 minutes left to go in the game. 2 minutes. Game's over. And the center and the quarterback for Bama, they were like, just running out the clock, handoff, whatever. And the center and the quarterback had a missed exchange, bruh. And the quarterback starts snapping on the center. It was like, hey, man, what you do? Blah, blah, blah. And the center was like, man, get off me. Bro, they got teammates holding each other back from killing each other. They about to win a national championship in like 2.5 minutes. It's over. The game is over. Notre Dame dead. Bro, they down 30 points. They got the ball. It's over. And I was like, yo, these dudes don't even, like, how many of us, for real, be honest, you like, yo,
know.
Bro, we about to win the natty. My bad, bro. Don't worry about that snap. Oh, my fault, man. Oh, you snap, bro. I told you not. Like, they didn't even care about the scoreboard. They were so trained that every single play has to be right. And be honest, bro, how many of us, like, our process is so tied to the outcome that if we look up and we not, it don't look the way we thought it, and so you change up everything you're doing.
Yeah, you talking about leadership. I'm talking about leadership.
Yeah.
Like, okay, bump, if I'm paying attention or not. I realized that I wasn't coaching right when I had a situation where people on my squad were, what's the word I want to use? I guess like critiquing and holding a stranger more accountable than they held themselves accountable.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm doing a terrible job.
Yeah.
Like you going off on somebody that, like they like I'm saying, and I had a conversation with them. I was like, yo, for real, let me slow down because people don't like to be corrected. Like it's just some kind of like thing. And it's like, yo, I need you to hear what I'm saying so that you don't take it personal.
Yeah.
What I'm telling you is you're critiquing somebody that has less than 10% of power or swaying decision on our movement. Right? Like you're talking about somebody that if you fix them, it wouldn't fix us. So I'm not even tripping. I just need you to understand something. You're talking about somebody who ain't been with us but a couple weeks. Like, bruh, they couldn't possibly be the real, they not the solution. So we're spending all of our resources and all of our time having a conversation about somebody that if you literally changed them and made them everything you want to be, it wouldn't move the needle in our company. You feel me?
Yeah.
But the people who are getting paid, the people who are most responsible for our company, ain't nobody telling, like, ain't none of y'all telling each other that ain't right. Ain't nobody saying, don't nobody feel comfortable saying,
yeah,
hey, bruh, if we keep doing it like this, we not going to make the playoffs.
No.
We not going to make the national championship. You understand what I'm saying? And so I wasn't tripping. I was just like, okay, E, what are you doing wrong? What kind of environment have you set up where people can criticize somebody on the outside, but people don't feel comfortable going, bruh, I'm not trying to be funny, but you messing up my check now. Like you're possibly messing up my livelihood now. Like, why would I be afraid to tell you messing up my livelihood? So I was like, E, you're doing something wrong. Meaning I'm doing something right in my own life because when I look at, I'm number one in the world. So I'm doing something right in my own life, but I'm not teaching something right. And what I realized it was you allow them to live by a different standard than what you live by.
Yeah.
Like you don't hold them to the standard and you don't hold them to the standard because you don't think they can handle it.
Which is such a disservice.
It is. Not to, like, not on them it is, but looking at my leadership.
But why didn't you want to hold them to the standard? Like, what's the root for why you didn't want to hold them to the standard?
I don't believe most people can handle the standard.
Or are you uncomfortable trying to hold them to the standard?
I think it's more for you. It's more the discomfort of dealing with that.
I'm saying it ain't a discomfort for me because, and I'm not trying to be funny.
But there's a natural push that has to happen too to hold people to the standard.
But I'm saying the old me would be
you got to send people home.
So that part is different. So that's the part. That wasn't that I'm saying
if you set the standard and they don't meet it, then there has to be something that's in place to
but then it's not the standard.
Then it's not the standard.
Right.
I'm saying nothing can happen.
I'm saying,
but you have to play it all the way through.
Yeah, I'm saying for me, honestly, it wasn't. I felt uncomfortable. I felt like, shoot, you ain't gonna be able to eat.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna be able to live at this level if you acting like that and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So your whole family about to have a whole different. So I wasn't feeling uncomfortable. I was more so like, and I'm not saying it's right, but I was looking at, shoot, as one person, I'm like, yo, if you go on your own with that behavior, are you gonna see in the matter of, like, you think you a boss, but if that's how you bossing, you're not gonna survive. But I was put in a position where it just happened. It had to happen that way. Yeah. So for me, it's never been, and I have to say it like, let's like me and you talking. I'm not uncomfortable, but I'm like looking at the long term and I'm saying, shoot, you're not going to survive if I put you out there. You feel what I'm saying? That's not right. But I was able to see it in 2024 and go, yo, they're not getting the results you're getting. So if they ever gonna get these results, they have to live under this pressure, and it's this pressure that made you who you are. But I'm just saying, you going, man, I'm like, bump that. I'm looking at myself as a leader and how it affects other people, not me going, man, I'm a bad leader. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm a bad, like, not person, but the way I'm processing. I'm like, no, you're doing the process right. You're not putting other people in the position to do the process right so they can get to the next level. So I wasn't mad like, oh, I can't believe y'all won't talk to each other. But I was saying to myself, what are you not doing or what are you not saying? And I'll be real. Here go a new one that the Lord blessed me with. I was talking to a person who's a flight attendant. And I was like, you know what? I'm not saying it right because you keep being defensive. So I'm not saying it right. Now, I am saying it in my reality, like how I got to deal with it. Also, like, I get it when you say you ain't communicating effectively. I hear what you're saying. But where I am, this is how you got to communicate to get to number one. So what I end up saying was, oh, I get it. You're being defensive because you think I'm saying you keep messing up. Oh, okay, I get it. You think I'm pointing at you. Oh, no, I'm not. What I'm trying to get you to understand is the process. So God was like, well, if you're trying to get them to understand the process, then why ain't you talking about the process? Like, you got to talk about the process. So what I said was, oh, I get it. Man, who was I just talking to? Oh, Boog. So Boog was driving us from the airport. And Boog was like, bruh, I'm talking about it had just snowed. It was snowing. You know what I'm saying? You know how it's snowing?
Yeah.
And Boog was like, I got it. And so he got to one place where it wasn't snowing no more. It was a little, you could see a
little strip of road.
Little strip. You know, it's
little
not the full street. It's a little landing strip. And I noticed he had gotten comfortable. He was doing 65, 70.
Oh.
And I was like, bruh, your mom in the back seat. Like, bruh, you risking a lot. I said, where we going?
Is it going somewhere?
I said, where we going? I said, last time I checked, it's like 11:40 at night. We going home. We going to get home an extra 20 minutes to do what? We going to sleep.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? And so what Boog told me was, and you saw the defensive, and I was like, oh, I get it. He's being defensive because I'm saying you can't drive or you're not. And I said, oh, I see what you're doing, Boog. My apologies. You're focusing on the 90%, and I'm talking about the 10%.
Yeah.
So let me stop. Your 90 is butter. I'm talking about in the event that the homie over there don't know how to drive or the deer come out of nowhere, you doing 70 on snow. He said, no, I was only doing 65. I said, I'm sorry. The 65 on snow. So I see what you're doing. You're driving for the 90%. Here's what I need you to do. When I'm in the car and your mom in the car, I need you to drive for the 10%. And it was no more argument because we were talking about the same thing. At first, we weren't talking about the same thing. At first, what he was hearing was, and what I was communicating with, you can't drive, you irresponsible. And so that put up the dukes. Like, he said it, bro. You know how many times I've driven in the snow? And I was like, oh, I get it. I said, here's the context that we're missing. And I do apologize. I do. But you were in college when the dude next door literally was driving on snow, hit the brakes, hit an 18-wheeler, gone. And his wife and kids had to move out that house because he was the breadwinner. And somebody else moved into their crib. So my apologies, bruh. I'm absolutely wrong. You was in college. You don't even really know my man. You don't even really know what happened. I'm seeing 65, and I'm seeing him all over again. And so I'm at fault because I'm in a world, but you're not in that world with me. And God was like, what you need to do is you need to talk to him in his world so that he can come in the real world and understand what you're talking about. And, bro, my man hit me today. Dad, I'm working on X, Y, and Z. And I said, thank you so much for telling me. Because he like, oh, so you trying to act like I ain't working? I'm like, no. But when the IRS audited us,
Right.
You can't say in 2018 you was working on the book. You can't. They gonna want to. Okay, you paid him this much money from the foundation. What was he doing?
What was going on?
I can't just say he was doing it, or you just can't say he was doing it. I said, but what you just did. If they asked me if you was working,
we got something.
I got proof. I said, and do me a
No, I was just gonna ask you, and again, because I know you for such a long time, how did you, because now I'm hearing that you have found a balance between leader and shepherd. Not that they ever had to be different.
Yeah.
But for you, I think they were different.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm just saying, like, what's the intersect now that allows you?
That the process is that's the goal. It's the process. And let's just be real. I personally, like you say, oh, you don't want to hurt people. It might be, but here's what I understand.
Yeah.
Bruh, I understand the process. If you really go through the process, you talk about purging, you talk about purifying.
Yeah.
Bruh, there is absolutely no way you deal with God and you don't get that butt spanked. And not only spanked, when you start dealing with God for real, he's going to pull the best out of you. And so what you want is, I want to get to that level. He like, oh, okay, that's what you think.
Well, and where's the best? The best comes out of broken.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. And I don't know that God wants to do that, but that's
the
where
way we gonna
So what I
respond.
realized with my son was, bruh, you trying to produce this without him going through the process. He got to go through the process. Don't nobody get to now here's the deal, Karl. When you say you want to be an owner, you got to go through the process. Now, what I've been telling people is, you hear me say this all the time now. Hey, do me a favor. I'm not suggesting that you change. You just need to work for somebody for the rest of your life. Take what they tell you they're going to get and shut up.
And be
Grateful for it. Nah, if you're talking about you want to make more and you want to do more, then you got to go through the process now.
But here's think about this for a second. If you're an owner and you want to grow, if you want to grow so that you make more money, you're going to be limited. What Saban tells us is to create an atmosphere in a program where the players have a better chance of being successful in life because they participated in the program.
in life.
He didn't say anything about everybody winning championships or everybody doing, come here and this is what we'll make sure you're a champion.
Yeah, I've heard,
No. He said, you come be a part of this program and you're going to be better at life.
Not a first round draft.
And that's something
here's the thing.
That's manageable.
Here's the thing. That was his philosophy.
That's a winning season.
Okay. Saban's gone from Alabama now. So we can look at it in totality.
Yeah, we can.
If you played for Nick Saban and you stayed for 4 years, you won a national championship.
Yeah. But that wasn't a promise.
No, that was never discussed.
Wow.
Saban said, you come here, you will be a better person when you leave.
And I can control that.
I can control
let's
that.
look at why. Here, I want you. Let's just.
That's
Blake
crazy,
got the video pulled up. I want to see if y'all. I know if y'all just listening.
No,
now,
Adam
I
actually.
don't even know if we can put it up there. But I want y'all to see. Just hold on.
Oh, yeah.
So look, is that? Do I got the right thing?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I got you. Okay, it's 7 minutes. Okay, it's 7 minutes left. Either way, they're up 42-14. So look at this, E, and for those of y'all, look, he trying to get the ball snapped. He had to call a timeout. Look at him yelling at the.
He's upset with Barrett Jones.
Bro, it's 42-14. Look at him. They yelling at each. Look at him. What you doing, bro?
Look. They're upset because they're both making calls, and McCarron's trying to overrule Barrett Jones, and Barrett Jones is saying,
bro, that's the starting center and the starting quarterback about to scrap. I'm saying, no,
and they got a flag.
Go ahead, pause it, Blake.
And they got a flag.
I want y'all to understand what this is like.
Oh, I want to keep watching.
Okay,
I want to see what Nick Saban
go ahead.
I want to see what Nick Saban about to do.
Come on, go ahead.
Yeah.
He going off.
He going off too.
He's very upset now.
And do you think he cares about that score?
Yeah. Wow, look at that. Look at that.
Bro, it's no way possible they could come back.
They losing right now. If I'm watching this with the mute on, I got the mute on and I don't see the score. They get beat.
That they're down.
They get beat.
Right. Yeah. You don't see the score. You're like, oh man,
they get smashed.
But this is
They get dealt with.
equivalent to. I want you to understand. This is equivalent to landing a multi-million-dollar contract, right? And then somebody not bringing the right food to the celebration party and accidentally bringing decaf coffee instead of regular and getting cussed the blank out. No, I'm just trying to make. Maybe that might be out of bounds.
Oh no, it's not.
I think it's fair.
not. It's perfectly fair.
But here's the thing. What I realized when I watched that and why that impacted me so greatly, because I was like, yo, they about to win a national championship, but them two are seniors and they about to go into the NFL or wherever they going. but you got a whole group of kids that's red shirting that's on the sidelines going. So what happens is if you let them think as long as you winning is cool.
Yeah.
So now every rep don't count the same because you're showing us that depending on what the situation is, depends on it if I give my best or not.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity with all your might, with all your soul, with all your heart.
Thank you so much for rocking with us as always, right? We don't take it lightly, guys. And we hope that we've provided transformation and not just information. We want you to become the best version of yourself, right? Make sure you check out the show notes to access all the important links and get your product discounts. Now, one favor we're asking of you, do us this favor. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We want to know your feedback and how we can serve you better. And if there's anyone that you think could benefit from listening to this show, please, I'm begging you, please share it with them. And remember, as E always says, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.